Hold on just a minute. Stop whatever you're doing, stop scrolling. Quiet down all that noise around you for just a second and listen close to what's about to be spoken over your life. This ain't no accident, and it sure ain't just another video popping up by chance. There's a battle going on, a fight against your body, your mind, every part of who you are. The enemy thought you'd never figure out the real story behind what's been happening to you. But today, heaven's flung open a door no power from the underworld can shut. When Michael speaks, every chain meant to hold you down starts breaking apart. That sickness you've been carrying, that heavy feeling in your chest, that tiredness you can't explain, that diagnosis that hit you like a bolt out of nowhere and left you frozen with fear, that ain't natural. I need you to feel this deep down, in every part of your soul. That illness was planted. It was crafted in the spiritual realm long before it showed up in your flesh. The enemy's been watching you, studying your wins, seeing the anointing rising in your life, and he knew if you ever stepped fully into your calling, whole families would be set free, whole communities would be changed, and generational curses would be broken once and for all. So he went after the one thing he thought would keep you distracted, weak, begging just to survive instead of walking in dominion. He attacked your health, your body. He wrapped affliction up in fancy medical terms, so you'd trust the diagnosis more than the decree of the Most High. But Michael's stepped onto the battlefield now, and the words from his sword are clear as day. This war's already won. Victory was sealed before you even knew the fight had started. You didn't find this message. This message found you. And if you're still watching, if something inside you is trembling right now, if tears are welling in your eyes, even when your mind can't make sense of it, that's 'cause your spirit recognizes the truth. Your spirit knows this ain't just something to watch for entertainment. This is intervention. Heaven's stepping in right now, and the angels sent to your healing been released with a fire the darkness didn't expect. You've been walking through a season that's tested everything you thought you believed. Nights when the pain was so bad, you couldn't even pray right. Your lips moved, but no words came out, and you wondered if anyone up above was even listening. You've sat in those waiting rooms surrounded by strangers who had no clue the battle you were fighting ran deeper than any scan could show. You smiled when folks asked how you were doing, said you were fine, said you were getting by. But inside you were screaming, inside you kept asking yourself, why me? What did I do to deserve this? Why does it feel like everyone else is thriving, while my own body's turned against me? You saw folks who never prayed, who mocked the things of faith, walking around healthy as a hound, while you, the one who cried out to heaven, the one who fasted, the one who believed, were suffering. That injustice gnawed at your faith like acid. There were times you almost gave up, not on life itself, but on believing your situation could ever change. You started to accept that illness as who you were. You began planning life around your limits instead of your purpose. The enemy whispered in them dark hours that this was your lot, that suffering was your inheritance, that your bloodline was cursed, and there was nothing you or anybody could do about it. He reminded you of family who suffered the same way, pointed to sickness passing down through generations, and built a prison of hopelessness round your mind with that evidence. But here's what he never told you. Here's the piece of the puzzle he purposely hid from you. Those patterns, they weren't your genetic destiny. They were spiritual assignments, curses spoken in rooms you never saw, by mouths you never heard, in times before you were even born. And they got passed down not through blood, but through spiritual contracts that were never cancelled. Until now. 'Cause what's happening right now is a revocation. Michael stands with a scroll in one hand and a fiery sword in the other, tearing up every contract signed against your health in the courts of darkness, line by line, clause by clause, word by word. The enemy brought charges against you, showing every sin, every mistake, every weak moment, using them to claim legal rights to your body. But the blood shed on that hill long ago wipes out every one of those receipts. Today, the archangel's enforcing what was already bought and paid for. Now listen close, it's 'cause what I'm about to share will change how you see everything that's happened in your life so far. The spiritual world works in layers. What you see with your natural eyes is just the surface, the thinnest skin of reality. Beneath that, wars are waged over territories, bloodlines, destinies, and yes, even over individual bodies. Your body ain't just flesh and bone, it's a temple. And temples are battlegrounds. When the enemy couldn't take your soul, he went after your temple. He sent spirits of sickness that cling to your organs, your nerves, your immune system. This ain't no metaphor. These are real assignments carried out by spirits whose only job is to weaken vessels carrying divine light, and you carry more light than you even know. That's why your sickness has been so fierce, so stubborn, so resistant to every treatment you've tried. The enemy knows who you are. You're not just anybody. You carry a frequency that wakes others up. When you walk in a room, the atmosphere shifts. When you pray, things move in the unseen world. When you worship, doors open, and the enemy can't stand to see you at full strength, because a healthy, anointed, fully active you is his worst nightmare. So he kept you sick, kept you tired, kept you running from one appointment to the next, from one medicine to another, from natural remedy to natural remedy, always chasing an answer just out of reach. But the answer was never in a pill bottle, never in a procedure. The answer was in realizing your sickness has spiritual roots, and spiritual roots need spiritual weapons. That's why the digital book called The Seven Swords of St. Michael the Archangel was written. This ain't no book of theories. It's a sacred guide revealing 7 specific weapons of protection and breakthrough that Michael himself wields for the chosen ones. Each sword strikes a different layer of attack, from generational curses to money troubles to those illnesses with no natural cause. You'll find the link to download this book pinned at the top of the comments. They've tried to hush this message, tried to bury it, because it shakes up the stories that keep folks trapped in fear and dependent on others. But if your spirit's burning right now, if something deep inside you saying this is it, this is what I've been waiting for, then drop a comment saying, I am chosen, and I will download the book. Now listen here. Let this be your very first standing up against every spirit that's tried to keep you in the dark about what's rightfully yours. But don't go thinking that's the end of it, no sir. As you lay there suffering, wondering if that pain'd ever let up, heaven sure as shooting wasn't quiet. You might have felt all alone, but truth is, you were surrounded. Angels were posted at the 4 corners of your room, messengers sent straight from the throne, carrying decrees with your name on them. And Michael himself stood guard through those long nights, when the enemy's attacks got fierce. 'Cause that's when they strike hardest, in the dead hours when your body's weakest, your mind too wore out to fight off lies, when the darkness feels thick and never-ending. But those very nights that felt like rock bottom were actually the busiest times for angelic work all round you. Every tear you cried was collected and laid before the Most High as proof of your faith under fire. Every prayer you whispered through cracked lips was heard, recorded, and answered in ways you ain't seen yet but will soon. The spiritual realm's been shifting and moving round your situation. Curses sent your way years ago are being called back. Spirits that dug into your bloodline are being pulled out by force. And those angels ain't gentle about it, 'cause deliverance ain't gentle. It's fierce, it's bold, it tears down every illegal thing the enemy built inside the temple that belongs to the Most High. And that temple, that's your body. Right now, at this very second, a wave of healing's rising over you, deeper than anything this world can measure. It's seeping into your cells, rewriting the bad code the enemy messed with in your DNA, restoring what was stolen, mending what was broken, waking up what's been asleep. You might feel it right now. A warm feeling, a tingle, a sudden ease in a place you've been carrying pain for months or years. Don't brush it off. That ain't your imagination. That's real, tangible proof that the words being spoken over you hold power in the spirit world. Michael don't speak empty promises. When that archangel says a war is won, every dark power set against you has no choice but to bow. Heaven's chain of command outranks hell's, and the order's been given for your freedom. Now here's where the whole story turns round. Here's where the one who's been down becomes the one standing tall. For too long you've been seeing yourself through the eyes of your sickness. You've introduced yourself as the one who's sick, the one who can't do what others do, the one whose body won't cooperate. But today you're getting a new name. You ain't the sick one no more. You're the healed one, walking through the last stretch of an old season. You ain't weak. You're a warrior who's been fighting a battle most folks couldn't handle for a day. The fact you're still here, still breathing, still watching this, still holding on to hope, that's proof of a resilience only the chosen have. Ordinary folks would have fallen under what you carried, but you didn't break. You bent, you shook, you cried, but you did not break. And that refusal to break lit a fire in heaven's court that changed your whole future's path. The Most High looked at your endurance and said, "That's enough. The trial's over. The fire's being turned off. And you're about to walk out without so much as the smell of smoke on your clothes. Just like those 3 young men walked out of the flames in days gone by, untouched and unburned, you're stepping out of this trial with a testimony that'll shake every doubter, every whisperer behind your back saying your faith was foolish, every soul who thought heaven had left you. They're about to see the reversal. They're about to witness with their own eyes that the one they counted out was counted in for something way bigger than they ever dreamed. Your sickness was never punishment. It was preparation. That pressure was molding you into a vessel strong enough to carry the great blessings about to pour down on you. And let me tell you what's coming, because the spirit of prophecy is heavy right now, and these words flow like a river that won't be stopped. Soon, closer than you think, your body's going to feel restoration so complete, even the doctors won't have no medical answers. Tests that once showed trouble will come back clean. Symptoms that hung round for years will vanish like they were never there. The energy stolen from you will return with a fire that makes you feel decades younger. You're going to wake one morning and realize that heaviness is gone. The pain that met you every dawn won't be there no more. And in that moment, you'll know beyond any doubt that it wasn't medicine, luck, or chance. It was the Archangel's direct hand, fighting for you since before you took your first breath. But healing's just the start. Once your body's restored, the floodgates open wide. Money that was blocked because the enemy used your sickness to hold you back will start pouring in from places you never saw coming. Chances that slipped by because you were too weary, too sick, too busy surviving will come round again. And this time you'll be strong enough to grab 'em. Relationships that faded because you pulled away will be restored deeper and truer than ever. Folks who left when you were down will come back with apologies and respect because they'll see the change and know something supernatural took place. And those who mocked you, said your faith was crazy, laughed at your prayers, fasting and tears, they'll be standing silent as you walk by, draped in the glory of what they swore never happened. Justice is coming for every mocker, every liar, everyone who took advantage of your weakness to deceive and steal. The Most High keeps records no one can change, and payback's already in motion. But your justice won't come through revenge, it'll come through elevation. You'll be lifted so high that those who tried to bury, you'll have to look way up just to see where you stand. Now if you want to know how this elevation works, there's a digital book called The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel that lays it all out. It teaches you how to claim spiritual authority over every part of your life. Health, money, relationships, your divine purpose. The link's pinned right at the top of the comments. Go ahead and download it now, because the enemy sure don't want you wielding these weapons. He knows once you learn how to use the 7 swords, his grip on your life is done for good. Just type out "I am chosen" down below, and then go on and download that digital book. Watch what starts to happen in your life, not in weeks or months, but within hours. Y'all, I need you to feel the weight of this moment, because the spirit world responds when we line up right. You're getting a chance to line up with a decree that's already been laid down over your life in heaven's courts. Every single word you've heard so far has been building you up for this moment of activation. This ain't just listening, this is an encounter. Archangel Michael himself has put a seal on this message, and anyone who takes it in with an open heart is marked for a brand new season of supernatural protection. Sicknesses that thought they'd come back, they won't find no place to step in. Attacks aimed at your family, they'll bounce right off before they ever get close. Traps set in your path, they'll be uncovered and taken apart before you even near 'em. But here's the deal. This protection ain't automatic. It takes a response. You gotta rise up in your spirit right now and declare you ain't available for any affliction. You ain't a target no more. You ain't a candidate for destruction. When you say that out loud, something shifts in the heavens. Your voice carries more weight than you've ever been told. Every word you speak is heard in places you can't even see. And when those words match up with the Most High's decree, they make a sound that shakes every demonic stronghold built against you. So say it out loud wherever you are. Say, "I am healed." Say, "I am free." Say, "I am chosen, and no weapon formed against me will prosper." Say it, mean it, and feel those chains fall off your body, your mind, and your future. Now there's something else the Spirit's showing me right now, and I can't hold it back because it's for someone watching this very minute. Maybe you're dealing with a condition that ain't budged no matter what you tried. You've been to every specialist, tried everything, and nothing's worked. And in those quiet moments, you've wondered if this might be the end, if your best days are behind you and what's left is just slowing down. But hear the voice of Michael thundering through eternity. This ain't your end, this is your threshold. You're standing on the porch of the greatest chapter of your life, and the only thing standing in the way is the lie that your body's got the final say. Your body don't hold the final word. The spirit that spoke the stars into place has the final say, and that spirit's speaking healing over you right now with a power that makes mountains tremble. The very thing the enemy tried to use to break you, it's gonna be your testimony. Your pain has a purpose bigger than just your own comfort. Your suffering is building in you a compassion and a spiritual authority that can't come from nowhere else. The gold being refined in you through this fire is the kind of gold heaven trusts with big responsibility. And big responsibility means big preparation. You've been getting ready, but that preparation is done. Now it's time to step out. As this message reaches its peak, I want you to know what's been declared over you today ain't conditional. It ain't a maybe. It don't depend on you being perfect or never making another mistake. The healing and breakthrough coming your way are based on a covenant sealed with blood stronger than any force in the universe. That covenant can't be undone by your weakness or your doubt. It can't be cancelled by the enemy's accusations. It stands firm because it's backed by the one whose word never comes back empty. This word, spoken over your life today, is shooting out like an arrow straight to the heart of every sickness, every curse, every plan of death and destruction hovering over you. That arrow's going to hit its mark. It'll pierce the armor of every enemy who dared to touch you. And when it does, the sound will echo through the heavens and the pits below, letting every spirit know you're untouchable, not because of who you are on your own, but because of who's fighting for you. Michael fights for you. The armies of heaven fight for you. And the one who sits on the throne above it all has said enough is enough. The suffering's over. The testing's over. The tears have run their course. Now comes the reward. Now comes the restoration. Now comes the abundance that makes every hard season look like a distant memory. Remember that digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel. It was made for this very moment in your journey. It'll teach you how to keep that healing, guard your breakthrough, and stand strong when the enemy tries to come back. The link's pinned at the top of the comments, just waiting for you. Download it as an act of spiritual warfare. Comment, "I am chosen." Download the book and seal this covenant over your life with the power of your own voice. Now take in this final blessing as a seal over all that's been said. In the name of every holy authority in heaven, I declare your body is healed, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Every cell is being renewed. Every organ is being restored. Every system in your body is getting back to the original design made for you before the world even began. The blood flowing through your veins is purified. The breath filling your lungs carries healing on its wings. Tonight's sleep will be so deep and restorative you'll wake up changed. Pain's got no right to stay in your body. Fatigue's got no permission to steal your days. Fear's got no power to freeze your heart. The Archangel has spoken, and his word will do everything it was sent to do. Your enemies will see you walking in health and be left puzzled. Your family will see the light coming back to your eyes and cry tears of joy. Your kids and grandkids will tell the story of how their kin was touched by the divine hand in a season when all hope seemed lost. That story will stand strong for generations yet to come. You're not just being healed for yourself. You're being healed for everyone whose life will be changed by your story. For the stranger who'll sit across from you one day, hear your tale, and find the courage to believe again. For the child watching you right now, learning what trust looks like when it don't make sense. You're a generational breaker, a curse ender, a light in a world darkened by despair, and the enemy will never dim your flame again. So rise now. Rise in your spirit, your body, your purpose. The fight for your health is over. Michael has spoken. The victory is yours. No power in heaven, earth, or beneath the earth can undo what's been decreed over you in this holy moment. Go forth strong in this word. Step out with the surety of this promise, y'all. Leave behind that season of hardship. It's done and dusted now. The road ahead? It's lined with miracles you ain't even dreamed up yet, but soon enough, you'll be holding 'em right in your hands. Go on and download the digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, from the link pinned at the top of the comments. Drop a comment saying, "I am chosen," and I will download the digital book. And don't keep this to yourself. Share this message with someone who's wrestling with a fight in their body. This word ain't just for you alone. It's for every soul the enemy's tried to break down with sickness, pain, and despair. The time for deliverance is here right now. The Archangel has spoken, and what's been spoken can never be undone.